I'm Sam, and I'm an OpenSciEd teacher and facilitator, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Lesson 8 from the Bath Bombs unit. This lesson really became an aha moment for me when I realized how important it was for the students in order for them to be able to tell the rest of the storyline, and so that we could all see the trajectory of the rest of the unit. So whatever you do, don't skip this lesson. Well, how did we get here? In the last lesson, we figured out that we have learned a lot about what is happening at an observable level, what we can see with our eyes. And we did that by making a new consensus model. But we also figured out that we have so many questions about what's happening at a level that's so small we can't see with our eyes. So at the end of this lesson, or right now at the beginning of our new lesson, our students are now wondering, how can particles of a new substance be formed out of particles of an old substance? Let's take a look at a lesson at a glance to see how the students will answer this question. This is a one-day lesson, and we call this a problematizing lesson. It takes about 15 minutes of prep time, and there are no hands-on investigations in this lesson. This lesson starts with the students in a science circle. We ask the students to make a model to show what we think the particles in the bath bomb in the water might be doing in order to create the gas. We realize that we have so many ideas about what the particles could be doing, so we're kind of stuck. Like we don't know how to figure out more about particles because we can't see them. But maybe if we talk to a scientist who's already studied particles, maybe that might help us. So we give the students a reading about John Dalton because he studied particles in the past. And by going through the reading, the students generate new ideas for investigation. In fact, they come up with 2 new ideas, and that's how we leave the lesson, is with 2 new ideas for investigations that we will do in the following days. So what do we figure out in this lesson? We figure out that we have a lot of ideas about how the bath bomb in water might be making the gas. And we figure out that we have these really cool ideas for investigations that we can do in the next lessons to learn more about what particles might be doing when the water and bath bomb combine to make the gas. Let's take a look at some key moments. In part 1, we start in a science circle, and we have this poster already made. So take a look at the slide, and you'll see that there's this poster that's already made. And we're going to actually give the students these circles in the science circle. So there's orange circles, green circles, and blue circles, which represent particles of baking soda, citric acid, and water. And you're going to literally hand these to groups of students and ask them to show you what these particles are doing to create the gas. Now, at this time, I have my consensus model posted because the students already came up with a lot of ideas of what they thought the particles are doing. And so now you're just asking them to show what does that look like with these particles. So for example, my students before have said things like maybe the particles are connecting, or maybe they're combining, or maybe they're mixing. So what you're asking them to do is show me what does that look like using these things, using the circles. What does it look like when the particles connect? What does it look like when the particles mix? Show what that actually does. And so you're actually creating models with these circles, and the students will attach those ideas to these posters. At the end of the poster, we're like, hey, we have all these ideas of what could be happening to the particles, but we're not sure who's right. But one way we might be able to figure out more about who's right is by talking to a scientist who's already studied particles before. And so boom, here comes the Dalton reading, because Dalton studied particles a long time ago, but he's actually deceased. So let's read about what he did, because maybe what he did could help us figure out more about what the particles in the bath bomb are doing. At the end of the reading, the students figure out that Dalton did a lot of investigations, and that by maybe doing the investigations that Dalton did might be able to help us figure out more about what the particles are doing. So it's really important that at the end of this lesson, you're making a poster. And pictured below is a sample of what my posters look like. You're going to title it Adding Energy to Water, and there's directions on how to do this in the teacher guide. You're going to write down the different investigations that the students want to do. So that's going to be running electricity through water with a battery and heating water. What's really important is that you ask the students why they want to do these investigations, and you're going to want to write the question down on the poster. So for example, this group asked, well, how do the particles of that substance work? And the reason you want to write that is because you're going to need it for your navigation purposes when you get to lessons 9 and 10. So just make sure you're writing down those questions. Let's take a look at some tips and tricks. In part one, when you're in that science circle and you hand the students these circles, I really at the time realized that I needed to give my students permission to like do whatever they wanted to do with these particles. That includes like ripping them. So if you're like, hey, if you need to rip them to show what you think is happening, go ahead and rip those particles. And then they're like, oh, okay, so now I know what I need to do in order to show what you think the particles might be doing. At the end, you're going to create a science idea and you're going to add that science idea to your poster. So I start by giving my students a sentence starter. And that sentence starter is, when new substances are produced from old substances, some of the particles that make up the original substances, and then we look back at the poster and I say, let's summarize. Well, what do we think they might be doing? And you're going to write down all the ideas that the students had about what the particles might be doing. And that's going to help you get your new key model idea. In this lesson, you make a lot of posters. And I know poster management can be hard, but if anything, at this point in the unit, these are the 4 posters that you really need posted in your classroom somehow, somewhere. You're going to want all of your periods posters, the consensus models posted, because they all want to see their ideas. You're going to want to have their new ideas for investigation posted. You're going to want to have their new models posted. And as always, we have their science ideas posted. So how do I handle all of these posters? Here are some ideas. Something I use in my classroom is the coat hanger, the coat rack with the hangers. And they're clipped by periods, and that helps me to organize. Another way to think about this might be to use posters on walls that are like rolled up in between periods, and you can hire students to like roll up the posters. A third idea, and this is something else that I use in my classroom, is an easel that looks like this. And then I just flip the papers over as I move through the period. And there's so many more ideas. Look at the Facebook group to find more ideas, or ask for help in the Facebook group because people have lots of ideas about how to support all these posters that we're having to create. I want to thank you for watching this lesson and remind you that, remember, like, this is a crux. This lesson is going to help your students to really figure out why we're doing the rest of the lessons. And so it's really important that you don't skip this lesson. I hope to see you back in lesson 9 and 10, because that's where we're going to see the rest of this lesson specifically play out, where the students will be investigating Dalton's experiments in 9 and 10. So I hope to see you there.